I will turn off this because this should not distort like this. But I would like you guys to participate, so I need your help. One of you come and play this really nasty instrument for me. You will? Okay. Do me a favor. Here. Alrighty. I have a little Pro Tools system here so I can record what we do. Here. We should have 17A. If I have hooked this up correctly, we should have. There we go. Can you give me like a test? No, with that. In front of it? Closer? Yeah. More. Harder. Challenge the mic. Yes. Yes. We wanna challenge it. Yeah. We wanna know if it responds to those transients, right? So I will now record because we cannot amplify it. Cannot hear it because it's so loud. So I record it and then we will play it back. Okay? Are you ready? You're not nervous, are you? You good? Are you a musician? You're not done yet, though. I need you more. You see, we have a lot of transients here. Can you see them? Yeah. Of course we do. And they shouldn't be distorted. If they are, if this recording sounds distorted, I thank you for coming and I'll leave the room. And then, because this is the basis of the rest of the workshop, that we have shotgun microphones without distortion. It's loud. I think we can agree that that's pretty natural, right? We have very fine speakers, cables, musicians, Coke bottles, and a very fine microphone to capture everything. So that's easy. It's not easy, but point proven. The next point I would like to prove is the off-axis response. Because we like to show this picture. I like to show this picture because I think it's really nice to show a microphone with a linear off-axis response, because that makes the microphone very useful. You can sit down for a second. No, you can keep that. Keep it warm. You will need it in a minute. You can, if you want to practice, go outside because it makes a lot of noise. Okay. No, the off-axis response of any directional microphone is hard to make linear. And the more directional it is, the harder it is to make linear. So that's why I'm so proud of showing this. Because if we're claiming to have a shotgun, all the other microphones that you use, even chips, they have a very fine shotgun microphone. It sounds fantastic. We have an agreement that at 1 kilohertz, attenuation of 12 dB, if it has attenuation of 12 dB at 1 kilohertz at an angle of 90 degrees, we have a shotgun. That's an agreement. But there's no way that, well, it's not an agreement what happens at 200 hertz and 500 hertz at 2 kilohertz. So you could make a microphone, call it a shotgun, just as long as you have -12 at 1 kilohertz. So that's why we're proud of showing this, that we have the same level drop at all frequencies all around the microphone. And why is that important? We'll get back to that, but right now we would like to try again. We'll do a recording where we challenge the microphone in 360 degrees. So what we will do now, that you will come here and you will play your fantastic instrument, and I will turn the microphone 360 degrees, and then we will hear the recording afterwards. Okay? Are you ready? Yeah. Here? Here is better. Okay? A little closer, maybe? Yeah. Perfect. Actually, I like to redo that, and I like to turn off my. We'll do it again because I would like to turn off this. I'll turn off this while we do it because we have a lot of distortion. Okay, so do it again. Yes. Okay. So now you have audio again? Yes. If this is true, that picture I showed you before about the off-axis response, I'll just do like this and loop it. If it's true, this should sound like I'm pulling the fader up and down. If it's not true, if it's like any other shotgun microphone on the market, except for the Schips, it will sound like I'm pulling the fader up and down, and someone is tweaking with the EQ. So I'm hoping that it sounds like I'm just pulling the fader up and down. If not, thank you, good night. Right? That's pretty cool. We have all the high frequency information all around the microphone. So we can use it for a lot of stuff. It doesn't have to be only a hi-hat. It's very good for hi-hat because you have all the high frequency information. You have focused on the high frequency in front of it, but the high frequencies of the cymbals and the drums, the rest of the drum kit, still sound natural. It's not like they sound like coming out of a tin can, and the hi-hat sounds. So it's a very musical microphone. You can use that for a lot of stuff. And I'm showing this not because you are using shotgun microphones, but because that's the hardest thing for a microphone to do, directional microphones. And because all of the microphones that we are going to, most of the microphones we are going to talk about. I'll start by placing it very close to the sound hole. And then I'll move to the back of the guitar, holding this area. To the fretboard. And then maybe out here. Okay. See, the purest microphone capsule we have is of course the Omni capsule, because it doesn't suffer from the proximity effect, doesn't suffer from handling noise, and it's as I said before, relatively easy to make, and make it responsive to the sound, no matter which direction you point it in and where you place it. So, placing, I should maybe have started out here, but I didn't. I started in front of the sound hole, and it sounds like this.
I'll start by placing it.
Yeah. So we have a lot of volume from the sound hole, and we have a lot of the mid-range and lower mid. And down here, it sounds more, well, less full body, and up here it sounds very thin. So you would think that the best place to place the microphone would be away, so you get the full sound of the entire guitar. But then the room comes in play. If you heard, we have the room. It sounds very much like the room. That would be a problem if we had acoustic factors here, or we had a controlled environment. That would be the perfect place to have just one mic. That's important, of course, to know on all instruments. Like what does it sound like, and that way of doing it with an Omni microphone, a linear Omni microphone, and walk around the instrument and find exactly where do I want to pick up that. If we then want to use, we want to take the room out. We don't want to have the room in play. We use, of course, a directional microphone. I have a recording of a guy speaking in a very noisy environment, just to show you a quick example of the difference. That's not why he's using the microphone, the Danish microphones. He doesn't know that they're Danish. He doesn't care, they say. Like, he doesn't know that the drums are from Japan and the cymbals are from Istanbul, and he doesn't care. He just plays drums. And he hits the microphones once in a while, but that's not a problem because the microphone is so lightweight, so they just move. So that's not a problem. All these microphones are the same. Underneath the cymbals, the microphone is placed in a holder. I'm missing a microphone. Where's the other one?
Maybe both?
Oh, there. Throw it. Thank you. I like to throw these microphones around. Can you tell? Underneath the cymbals, we use this universal holder. Like this, around the cymbal stand. Yeah, it's very easy, can you see? Just holding too many things in my hand like this. And then like this, and then the locking cap. Like that. On Metallica, they wanted to have every cymbal mic individually because they didn't want to have overhead mics. They have a big LED wall behind them, so and they didn't want these big, large, ugly microphone stands. So they wanted to have every symbol mic'd. And we like that because that's a lot of microphones. Because he has a drum kit in the US, he has a drum kit in Europe, and a drum kit in Asia, so they don't have to bring all the equipment every time they drum. And he uses 14 to 16 microphones in each position. So he's a good customer. We like him. He doesn't know us, but we like him. We like his sound engineer, Big Mick, very much, because he's a very clever sound engineer. He wanted to have more high-end in the cymbal mics and the tom mics. So he came to us and said, well, he heard that he should use DPA mics for the cymbals, and he was right. Anyway, the mics are also compatible with all the wireless systems. Like all DPA mics, miniature mics, they are terminated in microdot. And microdot is a connector that can be extended with a cable. Now this is white, could be black. Cable, and then whatever you want. Or if you want to have a longer instrument mic, you just use the extension, the little extension here. And then you can make it longer. You can use it as a boom mic on a film set. Or you can just put the connector straight on here and then into your wireless system. So if you, like these girls here, have to be wireless, that's the microphone you want to use. Obviously, it's more common that you're wireless on instruments like this, of course. And for that, we have a thin, lightweight cable. I'm using it here for something else, but very thin cable. It also has Kevlar, but it's not as rugged as the other one, so I won't throw this in the suitcase. But it's lightweight because we want to have the microphone as lightweight as possible when we go on trumpet and on tambourine, bandera, and what's it called?
Bandero.
Bandero. I will learn someday. I will learn. This is a Korean instrument. It's using the saxophone clip, which is not here right now. Okay, it's here. And the sweet thing about this saxophone clip is that when you have locked the microphone in place and you have pointed it in the direction that you want, this one on the saxophone is pointing straight into the bell, which you normally wouldn't do unless you just need volume, not good sound. You would have it to. Here you go.
Al fondo de la almohada se guarda un sueño profundo que me hacen perder el rumbo y quedarme entre tu mirada, con el orgullo perdido entre tu cuerpo y el